This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Badron's Boudin Cajun Meat in Port Allen. And here's the guy that started all this, Mr. Mooney Badron. Mooney, I'm so glad I got you. I promised him 10 minutes now. We're going to do a report on the rabbit hunting and things that are going on, but he's getting itchy already, getting ready today. But tell me what's going on.
We always have a lot to do around here, that's why.
I guess everywhere.
But you caught me passing by, and I'll be glad to comment on a few things for you.
You sit here and we're going to get it. We got a busy show this week. We got a Wish to Fish week. We're down in Lafitte for Wish to Fish, and we know what that is. We're going to go back and visit a one-man shoot over there with the Prescott Shooting Clays in Watson. We're going to have a tournament report. We got a couple tournaments that came in. One of them was the Trinity Outdoors Tournament. We just going to tease that this week. We're going to go back and visit that next week because it was more than just a fishing tournament. It was a festival. They had bow hunting, they had bow shooting, BB guns, they had wildlife and fishers there doing things. So it was a big festival. And we're going to go back now. That's another one with Trinity Outdoors. Probably next week, Jason will be here with some more, maybe one more of his hunts that they do with Disabled Adventures. I told you the tournament report is going to be short, but it's unbelievable the fish they're catching, Mooney. Now, Mooney, this is the time of year you usually fish. You must be busy.
I am. We're rolling with a few stores now, and I usually am on the water somewhere right now.
I remember you go back in them sloughs and catch all them big brim and Zachary and besides bass, but it's just amazing. We got a lot of news coming up, and definitely we got a good fishing report coming from you, especially freshwater. We got so much freshwater, some of this might have to hold back for a week. So stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. We got the man. Finally got him to calm down, Mr. Mooney Badron. Badron's Boudin and Cajun Meat.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hi, I'm Will Clark with the San Francisco Giants. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana, and shoot straight.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I won this boat fish in the CCA Star Tournament. Felt surreal for about a week.
My name is Amelia, and I'm from Abbeville, and I won this boat.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, here at Badron's Boudin Cajun Meat. Mooney, I got you to calm down. We won't talk about rabbit hunting. I don't mean to make this any longer, but it's turkey season. We're getting some people. By the way, I haven't getting a whole lot of videos, and we're still waiting on some videos to come in with your camera or your phone. You make sure you turn it sideways and send me a good video. You can win a $100 gift certificate to Bowie Outfitters, so don't forget. And a t-shirt from Paradise, Louisiana. Now, Mooney, Mr. Corey Everson, one of your
Corey.
workers here.
Yeah, one of my little workers.
They went to Texas.
So excited.
Wild Old Ranch. And him and his daddy, Blaine?
Blaine
his daddy?
Epperson.
What a beautiful turkey.
Oh, man.
8-inch build. He's all excited.
I think it was his first turkey. And so you ought to hear this guy back here rolling boudin balls and yelping with his mouth like turkeys. That's how excited this little guy is.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful to receive them
Miss
pictures.
Regina, another one. Oh, she sent me the picture.
Yeah.
You was too busy, but she took care of it.
Good.
She takes care of her workers back
Well,
there.
they sent me the picture when he killed it. And man, this guy had his chest out, a smile on his face, and it was just a good feeling to see that coming from one of my special workers.
He hit me up as soon as I walked in the door.
Yeah.
Look, I want you to go, we're going to talk about rabbit.
Okay.
If anybody knows Mooney, everybody associated him with basketball, boudin, Cajun meat, but since he was a little boy, he's been a rabbit hunter. He raises dogs. He always looking for places to rabbit hunt. Mooney, you know, we talk about a bad duck season and cycles and everything, and it's controversy on everything, but rabbit hunting was down. For you, for us, everybody I know that rabbit hunt, it was down. What do you think, the reason?
Well, I think everybody's got their opinions on it, on the cycling of these rabbits. My opinion is the predators and no cover. So
Habitat.
The habitat, exactly. So, you know, when we had the hurricanes, it knocked a lot of trees down. It actually killed, I think, a lot of predators. And within 2 to 3 years after the treetops fell, they had an abundance of rabbits. Okay, everything's.
They had cover.
They had cover. Things are cleaning out right now, and the predators are getting worse, I think. Some people say they had a rainy spring, which the little ones couldn't survive with the water. Personally, I feel it's predators. I think that's the cause. No cover and predators is the reason.
Running hand in hand.
Hogs are getting bad. You're right. You know, rabbits
Hogs
are the low.
are really a problem.
They the lowest thing on the totem pole. They got nothing for them, the rabbits. You know, we're talking about owls, hawks,
Right.
hogs.
What about, you think people can quit rabbit hunting? You know, ever since Bayou State rabbit hunters out there, they've been growing. They got over 3,000 members. You would want to help start that. I remember we had our first meeting right here in this building, right here. You know, those guys are getting rabbit hunters. It's a shame to bring those people in. Now they got a lot of dog trials. Mr. Boudreaux, you know, he keeps that thing going. They got banquets and everything, and it's really exploding. But to get them hunts, and when you talk, go back and talk about habitat. You know, I hunted in Venice years ago, and we hunted right after Katrina, and the guys called and said, "Man, we got rabbits, unbelievable." And the game warden and them over there was telling me, I said, "What? Why all of a sudden y'all got, you know, it goes back and forth?" He said, "Well, after Katrina, when that tide came in, it drowned coyotes, bobcats, and you can name them.
A lot of predators.
Yeah, and they drowned. They could swim for so long, but a rabbit can climb in a tree.
They survived.
They'll climb in that tree and eat every leaf off of that until the water go down, and then rabbits are known to be prolific. So, but that was a great hunt. Now, predators are the problem.
In my opinion, today predators.
How can you control that legally?
I don't know. I would think it would be up to.
Hogs, they debating what you're doing. There are people hunting them, let you hunt them at night. People trapping them, doing that. You got a lot of land, and how you control the hogs?
Well, hogs just came where we hunt right now. And that problem really needs to be addressed coming soon because they're starting to multiply right now. As far as the coyotes and the bobcats, I always thought that wildlife and fisheries should step in and say, okay, how do we put somewhat of a control on these predators? Because they also eat spotted fawns, you know? So when they become overpopulated, I think there should be a method put in place to control them.
There's a lot
And I
of
haven't
people
seen it
that
yet.
to hunt night with calls, but it's one thing to discuss. Mooney, thank you for always having something good to eat when I get here, and it's red beans and rice day today. But if you ever come here on a Tuesday, you got to get that. They call it chicken stew. I call it chicken fricassee, like the French say it. That's unbelievable. Best
Thank
meal
you.
here. You got a bunch of good ones. Mooney, thank
Appreciate
you so
it.
much for the report.
Okay.
Keep in touch, and when you get things settled a little bit, I've been waiting for you to take me to catch those big brown.
We're going to do it.
When the water goes
I
down.
promise you we're going to do it.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Don't forget, when you come across that river, Basil Boudin Cajun Meats, he got stores all over the state too. We'll be right back.
In the tradition of Louisiana's favorite seafood season, we're bringing home fresh catch seafood straight from Louisiana's Gulf Coast bayous and byways. At Little Village, Stabs Prime, Palermo, and Stabs in Central, our seafood dishes are made from the freshest ingredients. Seafood harvested straight from Louisiana waters, turned into delicious dishes to be shared with family and friends. From local people who appreciate local flavor.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are on another Wish to Fish adventure. We at Lafitte Harbor. We got the founder and the director of Wish to Fish, Ms. Danica Bailey Williams. We got Coach Hurd, the coach at Bell Chase Academy, athletic director, and the principal at the middle school, the other school, Miss Mary Peckowitz. Beckeris. I got it. I had to do that. Yeah. They want it correct. I ain't gonna ask y'all to spell it, but Danica, this was one of the things we really enjoyed doing it. Tell us, we've done them with physically challenged kids, mentally challenged kids. We do them with the Miracle League. We do them with kids out of the inner city, single parents. This is another one of our favorites because who we entertaining today?
Well, today we have 14 students coming from Bell Chase Academy. So we actually are going to have a classroom on the water with some professional guides out of Lafitte, Louisiana. We had the students actually write an essay so we could get to know them a little bit more. How many times have they ever been fishing? You know, a lot of times the students and the children that we bring fishing, they haven't been fishing, and they definitely haven't been on boats before. So today's going to be a really good experience for these students. And I'd like to thank Coach and Principal Miss Mary for getting the kids out here, for organizing it and allowing them to actually take a field trip to go on a fishing trip.
Y'all had this idea. I know y'all were cooking it. You called us, and then I called Danica like I always do because she's the best organizer there ever was. But how do you pick these kids? How do you pick these kids? I know most of these kids, their parents are in active duty.
Correct.
All parts of the service, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Tell us how you pick them.
Well, basically what we do when the kids are in 5th grade, we send out a memo or a letter to parents asking them for those students who want to participate in our leadership class and And basically the criteria are their father has to be in the military, or they come from a single parent home, or they just need a little bit more mentorship because they might have had more referrals than we would like. So we're saying that they get in this mentor class, hoping that we could hope to mentor those kids into redirecting their behavior, so doing something positive.
Miss Mary.
Yes, sir.
Now, you've been an educator most of your life. As long as I've been here and talking, I look at you. You're a taskmaster, maybe, huh? Or you just a loving taskmaster, because do you use these outings like this for a tool in discipline?
Oh, of course we do. They know that they have to behave in a certain way to come anywhere that, especially I come. And if they don't get to come. Usually, we have no problem with any student with discipline. And just the fact that they know they're going to get to come out here, have a great time, get on the water, because most of these kids aren't even from Louisiana, so they don't even know what it's about to come down here and fish.
Hey, I'm Captain C.T. Williams with Big Fish down here in Lafitte. Wish to Fish 2019. We've got some great captains taking some great kids fishing, and I'm glad to be here, Gary.
I'm glad you're here, too.
Well, thank you very much.
One of the best in the business.
Well, let's just
Big
go.
Fish TV.
Let's say that when we get
How
back
long
to the
How long you been?
We started in 1999, so you're looking at right at 20 years now. We've been doing the TV show now. The
You don't look that old.
Oh no, yeah, just look. It's there. I'm keeping up with you.
Let's get these captains in here.
Captain Bart Semo, Robichaux Fishing Charters.
Captain Mike Canair, Phil Robichaux Fishing Charters, and I have my wife Lonnie helping me out today.
I'm Captain Mike Helmer with Phil Robichaux Charters, and this is, I'm guessing, about my 4th year doing this with the kids, and we really enjoy an opportunity to give back, to treat them to a nice day on the water. It makes us all happy, and we're thankful for good weather this year, because it's something we normally don't have, but it should be a great day.
Captain Lane Zimmer, Phil Robichaux Fishing Charters. I've been doing this for 4 years now. I really enjoy taking the kids out fishing, showing them something new, something they don't get to experience very often.
I enjoy bringing the kids out and teaching a little bit about nature and about fish, and just to see the joy that it brings to their face, reeling in fish.
Bo Weber, Phil Robichaux Fishing Charters. This is my 4th year doing this, and it's such a pleasure watching the kids hook onto a fish, and first time on a boat and first time hooking a good fish is a lot of fun. It's a lot of enjoyment.
Okay, now you grab the string with with your index finger, and then flip this back, okay? Now, go back slowly over your shoulder, but watch you don't catch anybody behind you, and that didn't work, let's see. All right, let's go over to this side, okay? And then when you come forward, hold on to the line. Hold this hand on here. When you go forward, just let go with just that finger. Go ahead and try it. There you go, a little bit further next time. Let's try again.
We're not far from Bayou McClutchin, some broken marsh, really between Lafitte and Myrtle Grove. Kind of went off in the towards the, I guess, the east a little bit. Got some real nice water in here. The water's real clean. While I was putting the bait out, I kind of drifted a little further than I want, so I'm resetting the boat a little bit. What I want to do is, got a lot of good broken marsh right along here. You can see it, and so I want to get upwind of that, so that we cast down and work all of this right here. There you go. Now bring it to me. Good job, Jackson. You got him around. You weaved him between 3 different islands. Now just get him to this net, and all is good. Come on, brother. Bring it to me. Ah! That is our first fish. All right, open that bail up a little bit. Give me some slack. Beautiful. Let's see what we got here, boss. Bring it to me. Oh, it's a pretty one. It's a good looking one. Bada bang. Well, not too shabby. You just gobbled your catch.
What a guy, what a guy. Let's hope he's 16.
Look at the color and the spot.
Oh, wow, look at that. Double spots.
Look at that. He's got all kind of spots on him.
You know, they have some fishing tournaments, Jackson. That's the guy who gets the most spots on his fish, that's the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the size. All right, slow down a little bit, slow down a little bit. Keep reeling.
You don't have to worry about anything grabbing.
Keep reeling.
There it is. Still there.
Okay, keep reeling. Keep reeling. Keep reeling. Just keep that rod tip up. All right,
Ooh,
now
that's a nice
stop
one,
reeling and
too.
just pick up. Stop reeling, just pick your line up. There we go.
Oh, very nice.
That's all you now.
Very nice, kiddo.
Put his nose up against this thing here, because that's right at 0. Then you see where his tail falls out, 19 and a half inches, almost 20 inches. And that's a keeper. He has to be 16 inches, so he's 3.5 inches big.
Give him a kiss, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We had no spots.
Why, Jackson gonna have like 7
Travis, this is like first Travis. Look what I got. It's 22 inches. Hello! I got supposed to be big. I got other ones that were 18. I'm just gonna.
That's a captain.
Yeah, hold it like this.
That thing felt weird.
Hold up, I'm with that
I
crew.
can feel his heart. Get him his fish.
Yeah, hold them out.
Oh, I'm getting in it too. No.
Put your shoe off. Push it toward the camera. Wait. Hold on.
Push it out.
I'd like to thank Mitch Rotolo at Rotolo's Pizza. At the last minute, they came through in 15 large pizzas for the group, for the participants and the volunteers. We can't do it without wonderful sponsors. We also have Louisiana Fish Fry, which has been with us since 2006. Kaiser Coolers, Coca-Cola Baton Rouge have been with us since we started. Flambeau for the tackle boxes that all the kids get to take home. Rod and Reels from Shakespeare. We're just so appreciative of all of the volunteers and the sponsors that we have.
Yeah, that's right, and all the guys and all the captains. That's the main thing. You notice how much the kids are enjoying those pizzas. Look at them. Look at them. They're just eating them up. Boy, we eating them up. Boy, I tell you. Mitch, I thank you too, because being Sicilian, boy, these pizzas hit the spot. Tell them we're going to fix it, boy.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana Fish Fry. My new favorite, the Cajun Fish Fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
All right, so if you've been a fan of Paradise, Louisiana for any amount of time, you've probably heard on 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 shows that Gary Rasponi might be a bit of a black cloud when it comes to fishing. Well, he didn't catch any fish with me today. However, we left without any breakdowns. We came back without any breakdowns. We caught fish. We had a great day. Now, I'd made a deal with him. If he'd catch one fish on this little Penn battalion with a little Penn Battle 2, I'd give it to him. And I said he didn't catch any fish, but I got to tell you, that black cloud didn't hit us today. The boat ran fine. The kids caught fish, so I'm going to do that. Now, he's got cameras and he's got pizza, because you know Gary he's not shy with his food. But here you go, my brother. I told you I would. I'm gone.
You have made my day. I got to get a tip. Look at that, boy.
There you go. Now, I promise it's caught a lot of fish, even though it didn't catch fish today.
So, well, look, you got my bait on, you got everything, look.
Keep its reputation going for me, brother, all right?
You got it, buddy.
Now, go enjoy your pizza. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Gary Rasponi, the one, the only, the legend, the myth, the black cloud.
And the big fish, man, 20 years, big fish.
In the tradition of Louisiana's favorite seafood season, we're bringing home fresh catch seafood straight from Louisiana's Gulf Coast bayous and byways. At Little Village, Stabs Prime, Palermo, and Stabs in Central, our seafood dishes are made from the freshest ingredients. Seafood harvested straight from Louisiana waters, turned into delicious dishes to be shared with family and friends. From local people who appreciate local flavor.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Hey, last week we got so busy, we had made a visit to One Man Shoot at Riverside Shooting Clays in Watson. And let me tell you what a crowd. There were about 70-something people over there, and we just couldn't get the whole thing in. So we're going to revisit. One Man Shoot coming from you. This is all for Tulane Medical Center, and this is their prostate cancer research.
Keith has his scorecard. They'll all just get together. So if you want to go 5, 6, and 7.
How would you like it? I'll take my action.
It look good. I wonder if we got smell-o-vision on. Look at that boy, look.
Hey, say hey.
Who's that boy in that picture?
Say cheese.
That little boy, you see him?
Hey, can you blow him a kiss? Mwah.
Them cowboy boots.
Prostate cancer is the #1 cause of cancer death in American men who don't smoke. It still is a major problem in the United States and a major problem here in Louisiana. What I'll tell you is that you need to get your PSA checked. If it's elevated, you need to get into the hands of somebody who's comfortable and understands what PSA is all about. It usually is a specialist, either a cancer specialist or possibly a urologist, and then follow through. Because what I'll tell you is that early detection really is your best protection, and that's something that nothing is going to change about over the next 10 years. I'm also going to say that in Tulane, we have the opportunity to have a lot of support. And one of the key factors in our support has been the One Man Shoot. This is year number 8. They raised over $1 million for us. The Boykin family is one that put it together along with Randy Hayes, and they do an amazing job. Have 77 sporting clay teams out here shooting, and they're going to have an event. Everybody has fun, raise some awareness, raise some money for prostate cancer research. This is as good as it gets.
Welcome to One Man Shoot. This is our 8th annual One Man Shoot. We started in 2011. We missed 1 year because of the flood. We're here to raise money for prostate cancer research and awareness. So far, since 2011, we've raised approximately $1.2 million. All goes to Tulane Cancer Center for prostate cancer research and treatment. So we're excited. We've got a big crowd here today, probably 70-something teams. So if you're out there somewhere and you're not here today enjoying this shoot, you missed it this year, but we hope we have you next year. It'll be a great time. It's always right at the end of March. So we look forward to having you here. raise money for prostate cancer research.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and our rodeo and tournament report. I'm going to start off early. Remember the early bird winner from the Star? The Star is just right around the corner. Keep reminding y'all to get your tickets, get your membership in for the Star. The early winner last week was Austin Daigle from Lafayette. Congratulations, Austin. Get them in early and see what happens. This is a long way off. I say a long way, but not that off. But this is one I'm going to cover this year, and it's got to do with a lot of charities in the area. Out of Don's Boat Landing over there in Erath, they're going to be called Casting for a Cause. And there's got a bunch of charities they're working with, but it's between June 13th and 17th. So put it on your calendar. It's going to run through Thursday to Sunday. They're going to have a lot of things going on, tournaments, saltwater, freshwater categories. So just put it on. I'm going to be trying to remind you every week about this tournament because it has a lot to do with some of my friends over there, and I'm going to do my best to be there on that day or during that weigh-in. We have Liars and Lunkers. I want to thank the people who sent it to me on March 31st. It was at Crawford's Landing. There was a high water in the West Pearl, but these guys still catch fish. When I say thank you, I want to thank Chad Hartzog for sending me these every time they have one and giving me a report. Number one is Steve Hadley and Dwayne Crumby. Second was Jay Breland and Matt Lee. By the way, Steve Hadley and them had 14.17 pounds. Second place, and they also had big bass at 3.61. Second place, Jay Breland and Matt Lee had 12.16. Third place was Charles Dozat and Mark Moore with 11.86. These are some tournaments that are off there. We want to give a reminder if you want to do the Boat USA. They got their open 14th annual Boat USA. They got their registrations coming on right now. So you can register for the tournament. The tournament's going to be from May 23rd through the 24th at Pickwick Lake. So if you want to fish and you're a collegiate fisherman, get it in now. That's their 14th annual championship coming up. The high school state championships are coming up May the 4th. Now this is going to be a little bit different. They're going to put in, the landing's going to be, or the launch is going to be at Amelia, but the weigh-in's going to be at the RV Park and Lake Palourde in Morgan City. And that's coming up, that's not far, that's on May the 4th. So that's some tournaments coming up. The last tournament I got right here, this is the one I just covered. And boy, did they knock the fish out of the water. It's a different kind of tournament over here at Trinity Outdoors, their tournament. They had Sac-A-Lay division, kids divisions, they had a lot of things, people catching brim. But the tournament fishermen, they could go anywhere. And as long as they were in for that 3 o'clock weigh-in, and this is the winners, and unbelievable. Anthony Malazzo and Wesley Bourne. They fished in Lake Buff, and they were punching. And you'll see in the interview, they had 20.16 pounds. They blew everybody out by 5 pounds. The big fish was 6.79. By the way, there must have been 5 or 6 fish in different places caught over 6 pounds. So you know the spring here, these is right at the spawn. You can see the bellies on some of these fish. Second place was Jay Frederick and Mike Oob. They had 15.87. Chris Day and Julian Day was third at 15.60. Blake Betts and his partner, they've left his name off, but I apologize to you. But Blake will call me and tell me I'll talk about it next week. 15.35, and Darren Gidry and Brett Wagerspack had 14.03. So that's the top 5. We're going to go out. I'm going to show you a few scenes. We had one interview, and here it was. Next week, I'm going to bring you more of the festival when Jason will be here and might even have a hunt for you. So stay tuned. Here we go. Trinity Outdoors Bass Tournament, St. James Boat Club, right there in Gramercy. What's your name? Where you from?
Wesley Bourne, I'm from Lutcher. Anthony Malazzo from Lutcher.
Malazzo, I like that name. Tell me where y'all were fishing, guys.
Lake Buff.
Now, he was asking y'all about the water. I got a crazy question. Was there Sac-A-Lait fishermen in there? You see them today?
No, not really.
What y'all caught y'all fish on, and what was the pattern y'all found?
Punching grass. Ounce and a half weight in a D-bomb.
Punching, the heavy bait.
Yep.
What colors?
Bayou Special.
Hey guys, congratulations. That's a hell of a weight this time of year.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana News Report. Let me tell you guys, the biggest news and the only news I'm gonna give you, there's a lot of news around there. You can get it off the paper, you can get it in all the reports in the magazines that are going out, especially Louisiana Sportsman Magazine. But last week, we got it, Wildlife and Fish sent it to us, everybody. Gulf of Mexico Fishing Management Council allowing state management of the redfish, of red snapper. Put that in your book. You can look at all the things you can call wildlife and fish. The Gulf of Mexico Fishing Management Council, thanks to all the work put in by CCA, our federal representatives up in Washington and some of our state representatives. Thank y'all. This is, I don't know if it's gonna solve the problem all the way, but it's sure gonna help. We're gonna have a red snapper season. It's probably run all the way through the summer if we get lucky. Talk about that later. That's it. It's news.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're gonna show up on time, we're gonna do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
a nice bull on line. Ooh, that ain't good. Ooh, he's peel and drag, boy. He is freaking peel and drag. Oh my God, this like it's peeling everything. Whew. This is a monster for sure. Ooh, I am shaking. I seen that sucker tailing. I seen him tailing. I was like, is he gonna bite or not? Whew. That's the second one I've seen tailing so far. I am shaking. Matrix, Purple Haze. I want to horse him in. That water temperature is probably about 65, 67 degrees. I'm scared he's got a lot more fight in him. I seen that big old tail. Yeah, there it goes. Go the other way. Go the other way. Go the other way. Come on. Come on. There you go. Cool. That's a big one. This hook's good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that's a big one there. Oh, that's a big one there, boy. Woo! Oh, let's get this sucker up, boy. Oh! Woo! "42 inches, baby. That is a big dinosaur right there. He's been around for a little while. Woo! Gonna put him back in the water. Oh, God, look at this thing. Whew. That's what happens when you start waving at me with your tail, man. Gotta come get you. Say hello to you. Ready? There he goes. Whew, that was a rush.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia, because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo, featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag, designed for leverage and power, built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia, for life.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and Berkeley, Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Let me remind y'all something. We're giving these reports, we're a little bit different than every other show, and that's what keeps us one of the most watched shows. So I'm definitely not putting down on all these shows, but with a 1-hour show, and sometimes it gets a little long, and I know it with people, but everywhere I go, the Fishing Report is one of the most popular things we get. Thanking to all the captains and all the people that call me and sending me these reports. So it's almost like Smiley Anders with his paper. Everybody else writes his column, he says, and that's what makes him so famous. Remember what I tell you about the calling the landings. If you're fishing and you got good friends that you use on the landing, you call them and they'll ask them. They'll tell you about the conditions of what's going on, whether they got fresh bait or not. And you can see in the last the last year or so, Miss Angie and Mr. David at Island Marina have been keeping me posted. They got shrimp. But also these reports now, on these websites, definitely you can go to Morning Advocate. Every Thursday and Saturday, thanks to the Advocate and thanks to Mr. Joe Macalusa, Hall of Famer, you can get some kind of fishing report, news reports, and everything else. Don't forget the newspaper. By the way, you can get it on your phone or your computer now too. Another thing is right now is these websites, the Tide Mason, and one of the oldest ones, ridingreel.com. Our buddy at Matrix Shad, Mr. Chas, and always giving a report. You go to his website and you can get a good report. This is my fishing report right now. Thanks to Miss Angie and David and them at Island Marina, their friend Cody Morgan, Captain Andy Jones, and Captain Trent DeArmas. Now, DeArmas is them have been scout. He's catching fish everywhere. He just told me the other day he had some people from out the country and from Scotland. They caught 7 species of fish out of Island Marina. 7 species of fish. They're talking about flounder, redfish, trout, croaker, and sheephead. I mean, they had a whole smorgasbord of fish, and they're bringing a lot of meat to the land. And the same thing Miss Angie said, all those captains you see in these pictures have been bringing in. Down in Empire again, they're still going on. Down in Buick with Ron Lambert and all them. Captain Jody Dunbar had sent some pictures out of Murder Grove. When I was fishing in Lafitte, Lafitte captains were catching fish and redfish in Lafitte, but to catch the trout, they were running either toward Grand Isle at 4 Bay, or they were running almost to Myrtle Grove and 5 Bay and different areas like that they were naming. They're catching them on live shrimp. They catch them also on plastic, but most of the fish have been coming off of live shrimp. Another place to be coming, and we're talking about, and people in the Pontchartrain Basin, is fish being caught off the trestle. Now, anytime you're fishing anywhere this time of year, you're going to have to fish the weather, okay? But there's a lot of fish have been coming on the trestle. A lot of them been caught trolling. Now, they're trolling. This high water, or this fresh water coming from the Mississippi and the Bonacare Spillway are trapping these fish up in these canals. Some people are trolling up in these subdivisions, okay? But they're catching a lot of those trout are being caught, and they're fishing, they'll drop off little deeper areas where the water's a little bit clear, and they're catching fish. Lake Catherine, like I say, one more time, I got a couple videos we might show you later from Perry Barrett. He's been catching fish. The Lords is another one. I showed y'all last week. I don't know if I got y'all to the picture, but the captains over there, Lloyd Landry, Leonard Atkins, and all those guys have been over there catching. They still catching fish. They're fishing in the lake, but they're catching their fish in the marsh. And people that fish in those big lakes ain't been doing good. Been muddy, a lot of fresh water. So just pay attention and call around and ask. In Leeville, doing the same thing, catching fish everywhere. Leeville, especially redfish, but they're catching. Tommy Vidry and them still catching trout behind the island. They got to watch the weather. They're fishing behind the island, fishing live shrimp. And he also, when he gets pokies, he catch them. You know, he fishes plastics too, and he fishes a swim bait sometime. But right now, all his reports are from live shrimp, fishing the rocks and everything behind the island. Let me go look one more time now. We're going to go to freshwater fishing report. This is an extensive report from David Pizzolata. You ain't got to worry about him talking about bass, brim, nothing else. He knows he's after the sac-a-lait. He was naming the places he had ran. Okay, he started out last week in Pat's Bay, out of Jack Miller's. He went back there. He said got clear water up in some spots in these canals. He's dead in canals. You know all the high water's got to be a little bit muddy. It's high. The problem he's running in the Barrett area is the landings are shut down because it's high water. And then if you find one, and if it's far away from where you're going, you got a wake zone. So when you're running, you better make sure you slow down because the sheriffs and them are patrolling it. and he calling these people trouble. But Lake Verret, Grand Bay, out of Grand Bay, that's one of the landings that are open. You go and fish the north end of right, Verret. The Takapaw landing is shut down right now, you know, on the east side of the lake, the northeast side. So main thing you do is always call around to these different places and find out if their landing is closed, or if there's a place you want to run in and it's nowhere near, just be conscious that there's wake zones. Lake des Almas, still getting reports over there they're catching fish. Now Lake Buff, you see in that tournament right now, 5 out of them top 10 places come out of Lake Buff. There's some big fish. There's some grass in there, and I asked those guys, I said, because I know the crappie psychic and them fished over there. I fished over there before for sac-a-lait, but they didn't see no sac-a-lait. They was concentrating on bass. They saw a few boats, but they didn't know whether they were sac-a-lait fishing or not. But that's another place that's gonna get hot. The bass also coming from Lake Cotahuache. That used to be one of the hottest places around. Some grass are coming back. They didn't tell me exactly where they're fishing, but I seen some stringers. When Jason's talking to them, I asked them where they were coming from Lake Cotahuache. Them people ran all the way from Venice to Lake Verret, even Henderson. They catch these fish when they came back. But the hottest place going right now for bass is Lake Buff. And they got a lot of marinas right there you put in. You can put in on the north end, or you can go in around Thibodeau and Homer and put in. Venice, getting reports now. Let me tell you before you go to Venice, these people are catching trout. You know, they're going through them canes. They got certain areas when that river's up there, these people fish. I don't know exactly where they are, but if they're catching fish in Buras, they're catching fish in Myrtle Grove, you know where you ought to be able to go. So if bass is really tricky. Now, when they're fishing speckled trout in Yellow Cotton Bay, they're telling me, they got canals in there off there we used to catch bass. They're spawning right now and catch some big bass in there. And you're using jerk baits or spinner baits, or they've been punching. Most of the bass fishermen right now are punching. So that's where they're getting. Fishing the grass, spinner bait, thunder jig. Them boys in Venice caught all their fish on a thunder jig, a Delta thunder jig. Amite River and Tufunky River. Boy, they were getting hot. This rain Sunday night and the storm Sunday night and tornadoes, the rivers are all up. I can't tell you about that, but they were getting hot. Amite River was getting hot for sac-a-lait. All the little tributaries off of Amite River to catch it. I got reports of sac-a-lait out to Tufunky River and bass. Storms ruined all that. So right now, but you'd be surprised now, this ain't the Mississippi that's keeping the water up. These waters will run off. If we get some dry days, check it, because they'll be back. They'll be hot again. You can catch them sac-a-lait. They catch them off of treetops and off of grass beds. In that report about the Amite and Tufunky, also forget about the pearl. The pearl had cleared up, but them guys were still catching fish. At that Ayers and Lunkers, they were still catching fish even in the muddy water. Catfish are everywhere. You see some of these other shows right now, off the banks in the Mississippi River, people are catching them. You got to be careful now, that current is bad, you be careful. And the pits off of the Mississippi River, they're full of water right now. You can also catch bass and sac-a-lait in these pits. You got to have permission, don't trespass. Toledo Bend, man, what a reports we've been getting. Toledo Bend, they caught 4 lunkers in one day last week. Here's a picture of them. But you know, they got a little trouble right now with weather too, because the storms are going in. But let me give you a hint. We fish in the weather like we tell you, but there's some guides on the lake. You can go to Lake Country and go to their website and get these guides. A lot of these guides are fishing off their piers. They go out in deep water, 30 foot of water, and they're catching them at night and during the day. They're catching sac-a-lait off of their piers. So you remember that. These guys in their piers, they know definitely got those party boys that they fish on. You call them guys and you go catch you some sac-a-lait. You'd be surprised how inexpensive it is. Let me get one more here. Oh yeah, here we go. Now oxbows. False River, I'm getting all kind of reports from False River. I showed you the picture of Gary Krause, and they was fishing with Steve and them. All the tournaments, the nighttime tournaments, they're catching fish at False River. It's another place. It gets mighty rough, but you can pick your side wherever the wind's blowing from. You can get on the lee side, and you still can fish the piers. But most of the fish I know will be coming out of that north end, so like it used to be in the old days. Lake St. John's another one they're catching fish. Lake and Carty been having a few tournaments. They fishing on the tree side and the pier side. The pier side they're cranking. They're using swim baits and crankbaits. On the tree side they're using spinner bait and top water. The other one was Lake Bruin. I didn't get any reports from there, but this time of year, I had some people that were going there and spend a few days at the camp. They start yo-yo fishing for them sac-a-lait, so stay tuned and more of that and we'll have it. Just remember what I'm saying. Pits and sloughs and all the water off the Mississippi River, be careful, don't trespass. And that's it. I believe that's it for Paradise, Louisiana, and our news and fishing report. And that's this week's show. Stay tuned. We got some other things that come back next week. Next week I should have Jason with Trinity Outdoors Disabled Adventure. Might even have a retro hunt with Jason and them. Thank you for watching Paradise, Louisiana. Please take care of our sponsors. Tell them what you do. You appreciate our show. And let me thank you one more time. God bless Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.